Tomorrow, all eyes will be on Johannesburg as it hosts the African Growth and Opportunity Act. US officials and the African counterparts will discuss Washington's flagship trade program for the continent. AGOA provides duty-free access to the US markets for most agricultural and manufactured products exported by eligible African countries. The trade pact has been renewed twice and is due to expire in September 2025. All right, let's stay with this story and speak to SABC News International Editor Sophie Mokoena, who joins us live now. Sophie, the breaking news, of course, yesterday, and as Kylie is reporting, is that some of the countries have been eliminated from this agreement. Any reasons given, and also what has been the reaction of these countries?
Well, as Kaya pointed out, one main reason it has got to do with how America view human rights in different countries. You know that there were coups on the continent, and most of the countries that experienced this problem were excluded previously, like your Burkina Faso, your Guinea-Conakry, and your Mali. And now with Gabon and Niger having joined these other countries in West Africa where there were coups, they have been excluded. In relation to the Central African Republic, it has got to do with the relationship, I think, with Russia. You know that the Wagner Group is operating in Central Africa, and it is a base that they are using also to go to other countries. And you know that the United States of America and Russia currently don't see eye to eye. And therefore, I think it is a punishment to those countries. But in relation to Uganda, it has got to do with the law that, the bill that was signed by the president that deals with rights as well. And therefore, America did pronounce itself when the bill was passed. And therefore, they are now implementing the measures to send a message to Uganda that they don't support that act. And it is an act now because the president has signed that bill. And we've heard from Uganda only saying that they haven't received a formal communication from the United States of America in relation to a decision taken to put them out of this agreement. Other countries, we haven't had much from other countries.
And of course, back home now, there's a lot of focus on what's happening this weekend. Let's talk about the importance then of AGOA, particularly for us as well as the United States.
It is very important for South Africa. As you know that South Africa is a manufacturing hub of the continent. We are a very industrialized country with automobile sector in particular. You know that we have cars that are being assembled, some manufactured in South Africa, particularly the companies, the German companies, your Mercedes-Benz, your BMWs, you have Toyota, the Japanese, and also the Auto in General, the American company. So you have these countries that are assembling and putting together these products. And these cars, some of them, end up in the United States of America. And therefore, it does assist in job creation in this sector. Not only is South Africa and America benefiting, but even other regions, Europe, for example, your Mercedes-Benz, your BMW, these are German cars, these are Germans. And therefore, they use this agreement also to generate revenue, because they know that with the revenue they generate by exporting these products to the US, they do benefit as the multinational companies. On the continent, you have countries that are also having small products that contribute to the assembling of these cars. For example, the Minister of Trade and Industry of Lesotho, speaking to our colleague Rapela Nkhatebe, pointed out that they manufacture the seat for the cars. And those car seats, particularly the BMW, as you use that BMW, know that a seat is being manufactured in Lesotho, and therefore you can see that chain. And that is why the President's security advisor, Dr. Sidney Mufamadi, when they were tasked to negotiate with the Americans, when this agreement was facing challenges because of our stance as a country in relation to the war in Ukraine, pointed out that you can't afford this agreement being terminated, because it's not only South Africa that is going to suffer, but other countries as well. And also, the former South African president, who was the president when this agreement was signed in 2000, pointed out that if the United States of America is serious about strengthening its relations with Africa, South Africa is a gateway, but also this agreement does assist America to strengthen its relationship with African countries. And therefore, if they terminate this agreement, it means America is sending a signal that they don't have interest on the continent, or they don't want to have a relationship, a powerful relationship with Africa. Yes, they can have these bilateral trade agreements and political agreements, but this one, it pulls together countries on the continent. And we know that last year, when the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, was in the country, he did announce further strengthening of that relationship with the continent. And the announcement was made in South Africa, because this is the country that also played a prominent role in ensuring that we have this agreement. And therefore, if America, if the Biden administration wants to send a signal that they value Africa, there is no way this agreement can stop at this moment. And that is why some people are talking about, instead of 10 years, now 20 years, and them saying, let's do it much earlier, let's not wait for 2025.
And it's going to be interesting also to just hear, even, as we've seen how geopolitics, as you say, has played a role here. But there's something else that we are seeing could be happening on the sidelines here. We're seeing reports suggesting that some organizations are planning to stage protests against the US when it comes to what's taking place in the Middle East. What do we know?
Yes, organizations that are sympathetic to the Palestinian cause have issued a statement that they will be protesting on Saturday on the margins of this summit or this forum or this meeting, because they want to send a message that you can't have America in South Africa during this meeting talking about human rights and also development, when on the other hand, America is supporting Israel during this time where human rights are being violated. We had the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, the ICC, saying that cutting or blackout of communication and also hampering a delivery of aid to Gaza, they amount to cases that can be investigated by the International Criminal Court. And when you look at the victims, majority are women and children, the future generation of the Palestinians. And therefore, these are people who are helpless, who can't fight back. And therefore, the human rights are being violated in that conflict on both sides.
All right, that's Sophie Mokoena there watching developments for us on that AGOA Forum, and she is our SABC News International editor.